I really enjoyed doing the show tonight. It had a lot of, I don't know, you know, it's like all your years wrapped up in one. And I saw some people out there some young ladies who knew me who liked me for 17 years. I ran over and kissed her, you know. She said, I've been going to see all of your shows for 17 years. She jumped out of the seat and ran up front, you know. Really made me feel good.
That's great.
I almost felt like my children out there.
Well, did you ever dream when you were shining shoes in front of that radio station in Macon that
in Augusta.
Augusta it was.
Augusta,
I
yes.
see. That one day you'd own it?
Never thought I'd own it. I never thought I'd be able to get a decent pair of shoes, lay in a new bed. I always had a clean bed, but I never thought I'd live in a comfortable bed, you know. It just didn't measure up to what I had.
Well, you kind of started out running with a rough crowd, I guess, and at a certain age you ended up in reform school, and then you turned your life around completely. How'd you do that?
Well, I had a lot of help. The people were very good to me in trouble, but I got wise to myself. I found out I was only kidding myself, and that I needed to concentrate on self-control, have a direction of trying to do something. I realized the reason why I was there because I probably wasn't as cool as I thought I was, even though I was deprived of a lot. And it was a good lesson for me, and I wouldn't take nothing for it because I met a lot of interesting people, and I really got a chance to get myself together.
Great. Could you tell us a little bit about your days breaking into the music business in 54, 55?
It was very, very hard. From 1955, 56 until when I released Please, 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 I recorded it last of 55, and we released it in 56. It was very hard. Please, Please was a dynamite song, a high energy show. But then when I got Try Me in 59, I hit the pop charts, and I began to see the world.
That's when it took off.
And things started happening for me.
How were you, quote, discovered?
I was discovered, a fellow was named by the name of Ralph Bass. He was on his way he was going through Macon, Georgia, en route, I think, to New Orleans, and he stopped over. And he heard this record on the air, and everybody started jumping up and down. He was sitting in the bus station. So, who's this guy? I never heard that record before. They say it's not really a record, it's a local group. It's a local group. Who's that? It says James Brown and the Famous Flames. And it was one of the old records that you play inside out. Believe that?
I never seen
And he's running real fast, you know. And he went to see my manager, and we were in Tampa, Florida. And they called us and wanted us to come to Cincinnati, Ohio, and record it for King Records under the supervision of Mr. Sid Nathan. And we had to drive 900 miles. The first time I've ever stayed in a hotel with a television. And I was really proud, and we worked very hard.
Well, you were a real musical pioneer. What do you attribute your success to? What catapulted James Brown to stardom?
Hunger. Very hungry. A deficiency for good living, a deficiency for comfortable living, a deficiency for education, deficiency for a lot of things. And that deficiency made me work very hard, knowing that I had nothing else to sell and no way of getting ahead. And I really thank the people because my father stopped in the 2nd grade, and I only got a chance to go to the 7th grade. And I'll always remember what people did for me. And that's the reason why, regardless of all the success and the popularity, I'll always be that same little shoeshine boy from Augusta, Georgia.
Well, you built your show into a total art form. You combined music, dance, elaborate costuming, theater skits. How'd you develop this approach? Is there some African influence in there?
Well, African plus Latin as well. And I guess it's a heritage that probably got to me through the spirit, you know, and part of it is from the church as well. I just worked hard and it developed itself. It kind of found me.
You've demonstrated amazing ability to feel the pulse of the times, to judge musical tastes and develop your own sound accordingly. Is this something that's instinctual, or you plan it?
It's something that it's very instinctual. It's an instinct thing, and naturally you feel that you're planning, but you're not really planning. letting the vibes take you over. Let soul and nature take its course, and the people. You. Thank you.
Why, what didn't you like about the electronic sounds that moved in the 70s?
I didn't want to destroy the basics, the thing that made me what I am today, and the thing that taken me out of deprivation and poverty. I didn't want to get away from that. But later, the young kids today really got it together. And they have learned how to take the electrical sound and apply it and develop it more or less into a feeling other than just a gimmick.
You still hit the road as hard as you once did? You used to be out 300 nights. Now tonight you worked hard enough for about 25 nights in one. But
I always work hard when I hit do the television shows because I know that it's hard to cut through that camera to the people and cut through and get through that film. And you really got to work hard. And I want them to know that I always feel like if I never get a chance to do it again, I'll do it real good this time, and it'll last forever, because I know you fellas gonna do a very good job out there. And I better make sure I got mine together, because you young cats really got it together.
All right, it must be thrilling to have you travel around the world and you have an amazing following wherever you go. What do you attribute people from such different cultures, musical backgrounds, they all go wild for James Brown?
Well, soul has no color, has no barrier. But I also had a lot of good people that brought out a lot. I want to pay a tribute to a good friend of mine, Brother Elvis Presley, who opened up a lot of doors for me to get through. Elvis was a pioneer, and he came out 1 year before I did. He was out in '55, Heartbreak Hotel. And then I come in '56. And Elvis and I were very good friends up until the last minute of his bodily life. But he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis. You know, there are a lot of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And he'd buy any movie that I'd make, or any film, he'd buy the film and close the theater up and show it. I love Elvis for being a man. I love him for what he'd done for the people and the chance he gave me. He kept me from being #1. I was #1 soul and he was #1 world, and it took a long time, but it's almost like the 2 rental cars. It made me try harder, and I love Elvis for it, and we'll always pray for Elvis.
Are you a reggae fan? You like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, people like that?
There's a new group. I don't know too much about Bob Marley. We got some similar concepts about a lot of things. It's kind of a open up world and let us all come in. I like the things he say, and the Caribbean people are very close to me. He said, "Man, I'm from the island, man. Lord have mercy, great God. Fish and peas and rice, conch salad, off the banana boat, huh?"
You've done a great deal of work with black young people and young people in general, and I think your 2 recordings of Don't Be a Dropout and Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, probably did more for those young people than all the federal programs we've seen come down in the past 10 years.
Well, one reason why, thank you very much. The education is one thing everybody needs. We must admit that there are certain people, the ethnic people around the world who were more or less fortunate, and through greed, they were deprived of getting a lot of things. But I helped the black more and deal with the black because I was closer to that environment. That's my environment, and I felt there was a reason for me to do it. Very proud. I feel that a man shouldn't be deprived because of the color of his skin. He should be judged by the contents of his character and his knowledge. And if they haven't had much chance and much opportunity to get an education, it's hard to deal with it. So I felt it was my privilege and my honor, and it was my job and my duty. And I'm very proud. And regardless of what your color is, just be proud and do what you have to do. But it's not about color. It's neither black or white. It's what's right. It's neither white or black. It's the fact. You got to have it together.
In '68, you released a song entitled America Is My Home, and you said there's no country can beat us if we get the race problem fixed. Do you think fundamental changes have occurred over the past decade?
Unfortunately, we still suffer from a lot of... the race problem has wound up being an economical problem. I think it was used for advantages in the hearts of people. The young kids today don't have time for that jive. That's stupid. And they realize it, and they go out and they're more bold and more aggressive, and they say, hey, I'm going to love the cat if he's together. Don't love me because I'm black or white. Love me because I'm right and because I got soul. And young kids today have erased that problem. Naturally, America had a tremendous chance. Any Western country had a chance, like Europe at one point, and it moved on to America. It had a great opportunity. Canada, all of them had a great opportunity, but I think it was so much wealth and money is the root of all evil. Like I said, money won't change you. And sometimes people forgot that they thought if they had money they could do anything, and kind of made a mistake. I believe the country will get itself together later on. The economical problem is put everybody kind of in their place. And God bless America, God bless the world, God bless every race and every nationality. But I'm sure that America and every other country will get it together because the young people are going to do it. It's about togetherness. But one thing I'd like to say here, I'd like to say to the people, you know, you gave me a chance to do something that I never had as my wildest dream. I never thought that I'd get a chance to, like I said, wear a decent pair of shoes and sleep in a comfortable bed. But I want to say to you, I hope you live 200 years, and I live 200 years minus one day. So I'll never know beautiful people like you who passed away. Thanks to a young man in New York by the name of Frankie Crocker, who gave me that little cliche to give to you. But I brought it from my heart. I believe it. And thank you.
In '68, you were drawn into the political limelight. You gave 2 marathon television concerts following Dr. King's assassination, and you launched at the White House, I think, with Lyndon Johnson. And then you kind of backed away from that. What did you learn?
I learned that politicians do a lot of things to get in position, and then when they get there, a lot of times they owe their soul, and a lot of promises they made, they don't live up to them. I haven't taken advantage of, you know. I fought for a lot of things and believed in a lot of things, and my education was a hindrance to me. A lot of people took advantage of me. I had a lot of tax problems, and a lot of people could have made things right for me. Not wrong, and not doing it the wrong way, but just giving me justice. And I made every effort I could to straighten out a lot of things, and I found that politicians, they can help people like myself who needs help because of education, because of not really knowing, and depending upon the right and the humanity side of a person. So I stayed away from politics because I found out it was a corrupted thing. It wasn't as honest as I felt it should be. Naturally, I felt that a man get there and make those beautiful speeches he felt like I felt, but it's not always that way, you know. Human rights is a beautiful thing if you practice it, but not just say it. I stayed out of politics, but I'll always help the people. They can call on me anytime because I called on you for many years and still calling on you. Just give me the strength and pray for me. And with your help and God's help, I'll keep on doing it. Power to the people.
You have, what are your future plans looking like these days?
To live as long as I can, die when I can't help it, and keep on helping the kids and giving them the right concept and inspiration and motivation. Preaching education. Education don't have to come in books. It comes in a lot of other things. And living for you, because you live for me.
Do you ever get a chance to sing in church anymore, James?
Every time I get to church, I kind of shiver a little bit because I know that the soul is there and the spiritual feeling is there, and it wouldn't take much for me to get back there. One of these days, I'm going to get back in the church and really do a good job. Some people say I might wind up being a minister. I feel that I'm a minister now as long as you preach to the people and for other people. You're a minister. I'm a minister of goodwill and super heavy funk.
What do you do for entertainment to relax?
Make people happy, because that's all it's about. Loving one another. I don't say that I don't speak out when things I feel are dishonest. I don't have to always be right, but one thing can say, I'm always sincere and honest about my feelings. And I don't do it because somebody tell me. I make my move because I feel it. And when I feel it, I'm only concerned about one thing, that you get a fair break and have a better chance to defend the right.
Great. What have been some of the most thrilling moments of your life?
I guess one of the best moments of my life is being able to go in a store and not have to look at the price tag, but look at the thing that I want and be able to walk out with it. And another most thrilling moment of my life is watching the people in wheelchairs and hospitals, when I go to sing for them, how they can get the feeling and get a stronger inspiration and a stronger spiritual feeling, and sometimes do things that doctors said that they couldn't do. My greatest feeling is watching people of all races and creeds come together.
How do you account for this? May seem like a funny question, but how do you account for the fact that you pretty much look as young as you did about 15 years ago when I saw you?
Beauty before age.